Our guests on this segment are Kelly Peterman and Susie Barnes. I want to welcome both of you. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
It's good to be
And
here.
by way of explanation, so that you folks at home understand what we're dealing with, Kelly is a kidney donor, and of course the dear lady to her right is the recipient. Now you would think that ends the story, because she's sitting up, living, breathing, doing fine. I mean, she was in the break room doing push-ups a while ago. But there's more to the story than that. And let's see if we can get this story told. Kelly, let's start with you. You were a waitress, still are, with Ron's Hamburgers, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at a different location than where you are now.
Correct.
And one day, in walks Susie. Anything strike you as unusual?
I could tell she was upset.
First time she walked in?
Well, when she sat down and we were talking, she just looked really upset.
Okay. Why were you upset, Susie?
Well, we were just catching up on, our lives, and I told her that right now I was on a list, on a kidney transplant list, and I needed a kidney. Mm-hmm. And just momentarily, she said, "I'll give it to you. I'll give you my kidney."
That quick?
That quick. That quick.
Okay, now that, if I make sure I've got that correct on my notes, that was back in 2002.
Well,
and it really wasn't until 2011 that it then unfolded, because you'd known her for a while before then, correct?
we had known each other since 2002, and when I'd seen her and I knew she was upset, that was 2011.
Yeah. What made you jump in the breach that way?
I mean, it's like a older person going to the door in a wheelchair or walker. You want to go open it for them. I just seen how upset she was, and she needed one, and I had two, so why not? I mean, it felt like the right thing to do.
You were not on dialysis
No.
just yet. How did you know you needed a kidney?
I was, the numbers, there's blood work that they do just usually at regular checkups, and it's called creatinine, was creeping up, and I was really tired. And that was really the only symptoms that I had, but we followed up, my doctors and I followed up on it, and got me on a list, and, did what we had to do, and then Kelly, came to my rescue to save my life, and then it just all went from there.
Kelly, I want to go back to this spur of the moment decision you made, because you had no idea this was coming. She hit you with, "I need a kidney." You hit her with, "I'll give you one of mine." Just bang, bang. That's a very rare reaction. Did you have any concept the words were coming out of your mouth?
For a split second, I said, "Kellyanne, did you just say that you were going to give her your kidney?" And I just had this calm, the whole entire process, just this calm feeling, and I knew everything was going to be okay.
Okay. One doesn't just give up one's kidney. There are things that have to happen. There are tests that have to be taken.
A lot of
You
tests.
both had to go through tests. Clearly, you were on the positive side, but you probably thought, well, I don't know. You know her, but you don't really know her. Did you go through the testing first, or now was it up to Kelly to go through the tests?
I had already been through the testing like 2 years before to be placed on a list, a transplant list.
So Kelly, we get into a period of delays, happenstance, but delays with the paperwork, first one thing and another. Had you gone in at this point to have your workup done?
No, not at that point. You have to fill out 29,000 pages of stuff, it feels like at first.
Yeah.
And you send it in a packet, and we waited 3 months to hear about that, and nothing happened. And then finally we hear that they didn't get it, so we had to refill out 29,000 pages. And then after that, then we started going to Oklahoma City for the testing, and 38 vials of blood, and going to the restroom in a big gallon of stuff and bringing it with you. I mean, there's just so much you don't realize what goes into this until you're doing it.
When did you find out you were a match?
I want to say 6 months after I told her I'd do it.
Yeah,
They,
100%.
They called. I was actually praying, you know, give me a sign I'm doing the right thing. One of my nephews has rheumatoid arthritis, and he has to take a lot of medications that affects his kidneys. And I was praying and praying and praying I'm doing the right thing. None of my family will need it. Somebody else. Less than 5 minutes, Sam. Less than 5 minutes, I got a call. And they said, you guys aren't related at all? And I said, no. Well, we've never seen this happen. You guys are 100% match.
Amazing.
The only downfall that could happen is my kidney would be a blue kidney, which means when it hit Eric could die. That's it. She's going to be able to, they already knew she was going to be able to accept it. So green light, go.
Say it. Now, at this point, you told her?
Mm-hmm. I called her.
And how did that make you feel?
Oh, relieved. I mean, it was a huge relief to know.
So now all we got to do is get you guys together in the hospital, and all of a sudden, a bomb drops, essentially. Curtain falls. What was it, April? You found out, you went home, and tell me what you found.
I found my fiance on the floor, a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. That was pretty devastating at the moment. With everything going on, then that happened. I called Susie actually within an hour.
She did.
Finding the body, and I told her that no matter what happens, I'm not going to back out of this deal. I want you to know that.
But you went into a spiral, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, I was trying to drink my problems away.
What are we talking, a few drinks here, a couple of beers there?
No, we're talking before work, during work, after work. Anytime I was awake, really, I needed a drink to calm my nerves, I felt.
Well, at some point, though, you had to realize you were playing with her life.
She saved my life because I think 2 months after my fiance died, I realized that I wasn't healthy. She wasn't good. I couldn't even get my own kidney needed. I mean, I wasn't going to be able to use my own kidney, let alone give it to someone else with the rate I was going. And so I said, I've got to, she's alive and she needs me, or she's going to die without me. At least someone needs me, so.
So that's when you realized you had to stop this nonsense and turn it around, right? Did you do it?
Absolutely.
Cold turkey?
Quit smoking, quit drinking, quit everything, and just focused on my body and my health for her.
How long did it take you to get to a point where the doctor was comfortable?
About 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
So you go to the hospital, you have the transplant. Did the kidney survive this first effort out of you?
Yes, sir. I think 42 seconds.
Yes. It started working almost immediately.
So it pinked right up, as they say in the
did.
operating room.
It did.
You know, you guys are linked forever.
Yes.
I mean, for all practical purposes, your family,
Right?
you know.
We are.
And what strikes me here is Kelly saved your life. But by the same token, you saved hers. You know, and that's just, to me, a most incredible story. And what are the odds of you having a match for someone who walked into your place of business?
Was meant to be.
I mean, what are the odds? And the waiting list gets longer and longer every day as people out there struggle and wait for a new kidney or a new whatever. Thank you guys for coming in and sharing your story.
Thank you for having us.
And I'm sure I don't have to ask, would you encourage folks to fill out their organ donation card?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Whether you're alive
definitely.
or you're deceased, if you can give something to someone, do it. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we're going to find out more about that, but first, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back with that story right after this.